Welcome back to Morning on Merritt Street. Whether you know it or not, artificial intelligence is coming, and it is coming soon to your Apple device. We told you last week that Apple just announced it is adding AI to its products and partnering with the maker of AI software ChatGPT, OpenAI, and more. So now, what does this mean for you and your family? A lot of big, important questions. This morning, we are going to show you the impact this will have on you and, more importantly, your security. We are bringing in CEO of Medical Intelligence Ops, Dr. Harvey Castro. Dr. Castro, first of all, thank you for joining us once again.
Thanks.
You are part of the family because you've been here many times before. But I want to kind of talk about this topic because a lot of people are hearing the term AI. It raises a lot of concerns. You are an expert in AI. You also specialize in AI when it comes to the medical field. Can you also right now tell us a little bit about these AI features that are going to be coming to iPhones and how this is going to impact our daily use of our devices?
Yeah, it's such a great question. You know, I'm really excited. Number one, how many times have you spoken to Siri and you're like, it's not giving me what I need?
Yeah, a lot. Sometimes.
A lot, right? And so now with the new update, we'll be able to have a conversation with Siri, which will be an upgrade. But what's really nice is how many times that you've gone into your calendar and you're like, I got to go through. But now you can just ask Siri that question. So they're integrating what they call Apple Intelligence. It's basically AI.
Okay.
And they're integrating it into the phone. But the other part that'll be interesting, how many times have you looked at your phone, you're texting, and someone calls you, you can just nod to it, and it'll answer the phone. Just with your eyes, it'll be looking at you in your face. That'll be something that's coming.
I like something like we've seen in the movies, and now it's like coming to life. But, you know, when you talk about the capabilities, that is really out of this world, and it's coming right to our hand devices. What does this mean for our data? And a lot of people are going to be really interested in what this means when it comes to securing our data, because we know how quickly things can go bad, and we know how easy it is for people to hack.
Yeah, great question. So let me give you a quick example. I was recently applying for my passport, and if I had this feature, it would work. I would literally fill it out on my iPhone, and then the data, what the Apple did is all that information's on the phone. So basically that data doesn't leave the iPhone itself. Okay. And so as it's looking at the data, I'm filling it out, it's able to extract pictures of my Texas driver's license.
Yes.
It takes those numbers and it inserts it. And then you're looking like, well, that doesn't sound secure. Well, actually it's very secure because it's on your phone. And say you're asking that question and you're filling out that application and it's not quite good enough, well then Apple created a secure server with the cloud, and it talks to the phone and it's able to process. And let's just pretend I'm going to Singapore and I have to know do I need a visa while I'm there? Well, now to your question, it'll ask ChatGPT, hey, does he need a visa for going to Singapore? But I have the power of saying, you know what, I don't want ChatGPT knowing that. No. And so that's how it's being secured.
So you can decide whether or not that data is shared via AI. Because we're talking about laptops, we're talking about the earbuds. We have the, you know, the
Apple
visual.
Vision Pro.
Yes, this. So is there a way to opt out of this on our devices beyond what you just said?
Yeah, no.
Because it's going to be downloaded on our Apple devices, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. So the answer is yes.
Okay.
For example, if I don't want Siri knowing my business or my calendar, I can say, you know what? No. Siri does not have access. And so I can pick out what I want to share. You know, one of the cool things is I can put my my telephone on my computer in the future. Yeah. So instead of having my phone, I just go on my computer, my phone's on my computer.
Wow.
It'd be kind of neat.
You have written a book, and
ma'am.
you talk about basically the guide to discovering AI, how it integrates into our lives. There has been a lot of concern raised. Elon Musk recently came out saying that he's very concerned about where this can go and the ability of it to kind of get out of our control. What do you recommend people do, and how people prepare themselves for integrating this into our daily lives with those concerns? Because they're real concerns.
Oh my gosh, for sure. I mean, number one, don't share anything you don't want to. I was just speaking to a publisher and saying, hey, I don't want my data out there. So then I'm saying don't share all of that with AI. Don't upload information. Number two, as you're looking at this information, know that your phone will be secure, and then make sure, like you just said, we opt out of those things that you don't want. If you're really, really to the point where you don't want that information out there, make sure that all your devices don't have internet access. If there's something that you really don't want, like for example, this computer, if I want, I could put all that information on this, but make sure it doesn't have internet. That way I know it's really secure. It's
very secure. Let's talk a little bit about where this is going, because the phones, this is just the tip of the iceberg, obviously. Yes. Where do you see this going beyond now?
No, this is my favorite thought. In the future, imagine you're in the Grand Canyon. Imagine, God forbid, somebody passed out and they need CPR, but you're not a doctor. Now, my vision is you have the phone, and the phone will walk you through CPR and say, you know what, you're going too fast, you're going too slow. And now you don't need any internet. That's why I said Grand Canyon, because it's all on the phone. But then, imagine we need to call 911. I get my phone, I point it towards the satellite, and now it's able to send a quick text for 911.
And tell them where you are located.
Exactly.
Wow,
so that's what we'll be
powerful.
here.
And those are some of the positive benefits.
Yes.
Of course, there's a full picture of everything. So like you said, we need to be very considering in terms of how much we're sharing and what we're allowing to be shared. Dr. Harvey Castro, thank you.
Thank you.
You always bring an intelligent conversation, and we appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Dominique?
Yes, great conversation. Thank you. Coming up.